And good Monday morning, everyone. I'm Kelly Knapp,
And I'm Lee Barrows, and definitely Monday, start to a new week.
and
First
it's
day of
our
school.
last week of having to do this. Rayford's butt will be back this weekend.
Uh-oh.
Yay.
Yeah,
So, very excited about that.
you ought to turn them up.
Hello, Rayford. I know you're there.
Good morning.
Well, good morning.
Well, we've decided to extend
No, you
this.
have
I don't
not.
care. Then we just won't be on next week. That's what I got to say about that. So, yeah,
You'll be
I heard.
back.
yeah.
We know you
Better.
miss us.
Your Hen House Chronicles are not able to happen. What's going on?
Oh, no, we're
The-
doing
The
great.
hens are just tired of having to get up extra early.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
No, we here.
Yep.
Okay, well that's good. I
Yep.
So you
appreciate
had a
it.
great weekend. Did a lot of diving?
We did.
Good.
And you know, it's I don't know if you saw the video of the eel that I posted.
Yes.
Huge. He's about between 5 and 6 feet long.
So I just wanted to know what Charles thought when he saw that thing come up and
He
staring at
blew
him.
a lot of bubbles out. He exhaled a lot of it. It was like, holy stuff.
Wow.
I know if he had been above water, what I would have heard him say, but
Yes. Yeah,
he was excited. Let's just put it that way.
I'm sure we could tell by the bubble language what his thoughts were when that thing
Pretty
comes.
much.
Well, I'm glad that y'all are enjoying your dives.
We are getting in 2 a day, not quite as many as I used to, but the 2 a day is fine.
Yes, that's more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. Are you going to
Yes.
kind of try to go deep sea fishing while you're there?
No, Charles is going tomorrow.
Oh, good for him.
He can't dive tomorrow anyway. You can't dive the day before you dive, or at least
That's
24
right.
hours
Before
out.
you get
So
ready
he's
to
going.
fly.
New neighbors moved in next door, and
Oh,
they are from Oklahoma. And they got I don't know,
wow.
looked like a herd of them, about 7 or 8, and several dive. And the dad and one of the sons, and I think one of the daughters, loves to fish. So they chartered a boat for 3 days. They went out yesterday. I think was their first day. Today, yeah, 3 days, and so tomorrow's their last day. So Charles is he signed on with them to go out.
Nice.
And they didn't do anything yesterday. They did have a big wahoo on the line, but he
Oof.
broke off.
Wow.
And they had, I think he got one barracuda that they finally got in. So anyway, that was their day. But it's okay.
Imagine
I
that
saw it.
coastline is rocky. You got Oklahoma next door with North Carolina.
Yeah, yeah. And
Makes
we,
for
of
some
course,
great
we got,
conversation around the fire pit at night.
and two neighbors up they're from north of Wilkesboro. He's been diving with us every day until yesterday, and
Oh,
his knee,
nice.
he had injured his knee, and it wasn't healing up, so he chose not to do any more diving,
Right.
which was
Oh,
wise. He
gosh.
did a
Yeah,
week with us.
exactly. Exactly. Well, that's great. We look forward to you coming back. And I hope your
Mhm.
last week there is quiet, peaceful, and relaxing and fun.
Uneventful. That's what you hope
Uneventful.
for.
That's the one. That's the word I was looking for. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was going to do a real quick check of our weather situation here.
Yes. I was going to ask you if you were keeping up with our
Oh,
tropical.
yes.
Yes, because I was looking at it earlier and I was like, Rayford does this so much better because I'm reading about blah, blah. And I thought, oh gosh, I hope he's been, and I'm sure I knew you would be boning up on it. So go ahead.
You gotta kind of keep that stuff
Yes.
in the back of your head anytime you're
Well,
out of the country.
we definitely have one that looks like it could be a problem for the
It
East
could be, but
Coast
it's not going to
eventually.
be.
Oh, it's not going to be? Oh,
I don't
good.
think so.
Good.
Let's see, get down to that one. The one out there in the middle of nowhere, east
Mhm.
of Bermuda, not going to develop at all.
Right.
One that's coming off the coast of Africa, it's not there yet, but the direction it's likely to take could be a bit of an issue because it's going to form up possibly within the next 5 days.
Right.
And once it does that, then it'll be, once it forms up, it'll still be out in the middle part of the tropical Atlantic. And where it goes from there, who knows? Right now, they're predicting a westward path across the Atlantic. Now, the one that's down there that everybody's looking at, 80% chance of becoming a tropical storm,
Right.
possibly today, for sure within the next 5 days. But as far as that's concerned, let me find it right now, very quick. Like,
Well, if it does not become a named storm before September 1st, then we would have broken another record going through the month of August with no tropical,
pretty much
with no named storms. And it'd be, I think, since 1996, we have not
something
had
like that.
a storm in August. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's kind of scary. I
It's
think.
although the National Hurricane Center is saying, although environmental conditions ahead of the system are currently only marginally favorable, some gradual development of this system is expected over the next several days.
Right.
Tropical depression is likely to form. See, it's just still right now a disturbance.
Right.
Disturbance number one.
Yes.
Expected to form over the next several days, and a tropical depression likely to form later this week. It's forecast to move slowly toward the west and then west-northwest toward the waters east and northeast of the Leeward Islands. That's up there near Puerto Rico area.
Yes.
And they are not so sure it's going to really develop into anything beyond a tropical storm. Tropical depression, maybe, or likely, tropical storm, possible. What happens then? Conditions last night, were not really conducive to it making landfall, at least in the United States. So that would be good.
Yeah.
Right.
A little stupid system down in approaching the Caribbean, the Western Caribbean, near Honduras,
Yes.
possibly could develop into something, but they're only giving it a 20% chance over the next 5 days. So that in itself indicates to me that there's stuff up in our neck of the woods that's going to keep this other one down. Now, the one behind it that hasn't come off the coast yet, but will today, of Africa, that's a possibility.
Well,
Don't know what it'll do, but it's a possibility to move in our direction.
right.
So whatever kind of weather you guys have got going on and conditions there, hold on to it.
It's just the normal everyday afternoon thunderstorms out of nowhere.
Mhm.
But we're getting most of that off the ocean, so coming in from the
really?
ocean side, yeah. So it's just a lot of moisture coming up through the Gulf, coming up through Florida, hitting the ocean, coming up, and that's where we're getting our showers in the afternoon. So
Interesting.
yeah. Other than that, it's not been too bad. Today's like a high of 82. So of course we
That's
will
cool
have.
weather.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
They're trying to trick us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's out
guard
there
is down.
putting out their fall stuff, and well, I think summer's still here for a while.
Oh, it will be. It always is.
Yes.
Yeah. September's always a hot month.
Right.
So is October. So
Yes.
yeah.
We'll get into those dog days. is
The
what they
dog
call 'em.
days.
Yeah.
Yes. But October's good fishing month.
It is.
Yes, right.
September is too. Latter part of September. I don't know whether we got any tournaments coming up that I got to talk to George down there at Tideline.
I think I remembered hearing one. It was
I
Surf
know the
City
Swansburg
side.
tournament's coming up.
All right, maybe. Well, we'll find out about the Swansboro one tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll,
Okay.
We'll have the
What's going
chamber
on?
guy on.
Ah,
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Yay.
Yep. He'll be here. He's going to co-host with me.
Oh, excellent. Kelly's
Yes.
off tomorrow, huh?
Yes, she has an appointment, and so I'll be
Aw.
here, and Mike's going to come co-host with me, and it'll be a
Okay,
great day.
good.
I enjoy co-hosting with him.
Mhm.
I like having Mike in.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
a good guy.
He's a very good guy.
Very informative,
Yeah.
and I think he's going to bring our favorite DA in with him for a little while, so you can imagine the stories that are going to
really?
go around. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, what time is that? What time's the DA coming in?
Right around 7-ish. So
Okay.
I'll have you potted up waiting for you because I know the
All
three
right.
of you, I'll just have to sit back and just like flag you for commercials.
Yeah. Yeah. You
That's
just,
about
yeah.
all I'll
You
need to
can
do.
sit back and man the board.
I'll just
Yeah.
man the board.
Yeah.
No, hey, I enjoy Ernie Lee when he's in.
Oh,
He's-
I do
he's-
too.
He too is a wealth of information.
Yes, he
Mhm.
is. Yes.
Let's see how much closer we are to that trial.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the
the-
first thing Kelly and I were talking about this morning was that trial when we were talking about Ernie coming in. So
Yep.
yeah,
I had somebody ask about it last week, actually.
Mm.
that'll be a trial of the century when
I
that finally
think it will. I
goes.
mean,
It will
that
be.
I think that's going to be standing room only in
Yes.
there. Yeah.
I think the smartest guy or smarter thing that accused could do if he's guilty is to go ahead and plead guilty,
Mm-hmm.
save a whole lot of issues.
Save a whole lot of issues, a whole lot of taxpayers'
But I
money,
think,
everything.
isn't it a death penalty case? So I think,
Yes.
I don't, then he definitely, I don't
Don't
think,
take that off the, don't
Yeah.
take that off the table though.
yeah. No, I agree. No, I don't
I
think he
got
should
a
take off the
full
table,
trial
but
on him.
that's why I
Right.
think he won't plead guilty. He'll make them find him guilty or whatever. But yeah.
He'll look for some
Mhm.
lost soul on the jury to not
Yeah.
want to give him the death penalty.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, he'll get no sympathy here.
No.
Mm.
None
If,
whatsoever.
if he's guilty, if the evidence there is there that he's guilty, not a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Crank up the chair and let's move on.
That's right. Crank it up.
Yep.
Plug it in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and so you fly out Saturday
Saturday, about,
Saturday.
I don't know, it's 3 o'clock or something like that.
in the morning or afternoon?
In
Yeah.
the morning, we fly out in the morning, but we get to Atlanta. No, in the afternoon, 3 o'clock.
Oh,
in the
Yeah, I was
okay.
going to say, wait a minute, because I know what time you get back that night.
Yeah,
so I, was like, wait a minute, Rachel, where are you
think
flying
there would
from?
be any 3 a.m.
Yeah.
flights. The
Yeah.
pilots
Yeah.
aren't awake by then,
Yeah.
but just
Well, the flight leaves Wilmington in the mornings at 6-ish.
Mhm.
And the flight that we catch to get to Atlanta, and then the flight from Atlanta leaves at 9:45-ish.
Yeah.
And that's the same flight. It's only one a week on Delta. And so they fill that plane up with gas. And when it gets here, they
Whew.
fill it up again. And then they clean the plane. And then they fly back that afternoon. So it's a long day for that crew.
Oh, I
Mhm.
imagine so. Well, it looks like you'll have clear weather for flying. So looks like you'll
Oh, he'll
have good
fly
weather.
around whatever's out there.
You're so positive all the time.
Well, he's had to dodge weather several times
Right.
on our trips coming down here and going back either way. We had to go kind of way out of the way 2 or 3 years ago when the Caribbean was lit up. Well, north of the Caribbean was lit up and around Bahamas and whatever. We normally fly over the Bahamas. No, we went around the other way.
Right. Well,
So
they're experienced. They know what they're doing.
They
Thank
are.
goodness.
Mm-hmm.
they are. And like I've got weather radar punched up the whole time too. So
Yeah. Oh, I bet you do. I'm sure you're giving the stewardess instructions. Would you please go tell the
I would
pilot there's a
if he
storm
was
to
doing
the
something
right?
that I didn't think was right.
Well, you're having good weather down there, though,
Yes.
correct?
Having great weather.
I thought so.
Have you had any rain at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I guess the day after we arrived, could have been
Mhm.
the day we arrived. The day after we arrived, it was no, one of the days, Monday. It was thunder and lightning here.
Oh,
I'm like,
Oh
wow.
my
where'd this come
gosh.
from? What's going on? This is
Wow.
unusual. Normally, it doesn't even rain here until November.
Hmm.
You'll get a few showers every now and then, but I'm talking about this was a serious downpour. There was so much of it, we couldn't even get up into the park that we like to go to because it's off-road stuff. And they're little, and these surface rocks, they wash out in little trenches. So they have to go through and repair them after a rainstorm.
Well, I
So
just had
it's
somebody
fun.
ask me to ask you if you're going to be able to see the special launch from Aruba today. Are you close enough that I don't know where Aruba is compared to
About
Bonnie?
100 miles from here.
Oh, wow. You may be able to see it then.
And what time is that launch?
Let me see. I know let me see. Aruba, that's 2023.
According to this, they're launching from Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah, that
That's what
was
I
one,
thought.
but there's supposed to be one. I don't
And
know.
that's the one that's going to the moon. I've got it pulled up
Yes.
to talk
Yes,
about.
I've got that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
so
one's going to the moon today.
I don't know what's launching from Aruba.
What's that one in Aruba?
Oh, no.
I don't know. I just had someone question me. 8:33 is what I'm told. 8:33.
Yeah, but it's coming from Kennedy Space Center between
Not Aruba.
8:33 and 10:33. The Artemis 1 mission.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay,
going to be
wow.
broadcast live. Even WRAL
Well.
showing it locally.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a tremendous
Because
deal.
it's
That's a
an
big thing happening.
uncrewed mission, it's going around the moon.
Yep.
Yep. No humans will be on it.
Yep.
I see that.
Yeah.
The
300
Artemis one.
Yeah, 322
Artemis.
foot tall.
Artemis was
Stack.
an archer. Did you know that?
No. No.
Yeah, he was. Look him up.
Okay.
Give you something to talk about.
All right.
Anyway.
Artemis one.
All right. Any news over the weekend there?
Pretty quiet.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet around here.
Just all around Fayetteville and Raleigh, Durham, and all
Mhm.
those other crazy places around us have been same shootings and deaths and stuff. But right here in good old Onslow County, everybody's just pretty content to get up every
Well, school
morning.
starts today.
Right.
So people have been getting ready. Today's the first day of school here. So I think everybody spent the weekend just kind of getting
Right.
ready, last minute preparations for school lunches and clothes and etc. supplies. So
I just looking at some of the headlines and stuff. It's just amazing. This looks like a Chicago headline stories. All
It
I'm seeing here,
does.
deputies in Craven County looking for a couple of teens
Uh-huh.
who shot a 14-week-old
Well,
puppy.
we weren't going to bring that one up.
mm-mm.
Please.
We weren't going to
please.
bring that one up. Yeah, we had a story last week about some animal abuse, and we both agreed
Nope.
we're not talking about it. Nope. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Well, I just like to find those teenagers.
Right.
They just need to be put
I
over
know
daddy's knee and
it.
let me whoop them.
I know it.
Since daddy apparently hasn't been doing the job.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on as these surrounding counties, but seems like Onslow stays pretty quiet lately.
Well, in
and
Rocky Mount, a lady was struck by a machete at the Walmart. and
I thought
at
of
the
you when I
Taco
read that
Bell.
story. I
Really?
kept reading to make sure it didn't say Kelly
Yeah.
Knapp in there.
Yeah, no,
Says, Lord, she's got a machete out.
no, I'm only going to use my machete on pedophiles and zombies.
Mm.
So, yeah, good. Yeah.
No, we did have a nice ceremony Friday night for the remembrance of the
Yes, it was
13 that
Friday
killed
night.
in
Yes.
Afghanistan
Yes.
over at the Beirut
Mhm.
Memorial Garden. So
About that.
that was very,
One
very
of those was from
nice.
Camp Lejeune.
Yes,
Mhm.
one
One
of
of
one
the
of the
females.
female
Mm-hmm.
Marines was from Camp Lejeune. Camp Lejeune.
It's
Camp
Lejeune.
Lejeune.
There's no
Yes,
R in
I
that
know.
One
word.
day
We'll get
you'll
into
learn
that
to
one
pronounce
day.
Lejeune.
I have the
Mhm.
perfect person to bring in. But anyway, other than that, it's that's about it for Jacksonville.
Mhm.
I'm
And a
glad I
bunch of
can't ever
people-
find any news on Jacksonville.
That's absolutely, well, doesn't mean it's not there. It just means that
Right.
the media's not covering it.
Right. Or we you know.
A lot of people killed inside an Oregon grocery store.
Yes,
Saw that.
shopping.
I'm
Yes.
like,
Mhm.
really? Oregon, the peaceful
Right.
area,
Yep.
land of libs? Give me a break.
Yeah, and it's not something to
Ugh.
go shopping. I tell you, you just never know.
Yeah. And then, of course, all the big news that we keep seeing and is the idiot,
Mhm.
the idiot in charge, also known as POTUS. And he's like, come on. Everybody's questioning, and the White House still will not say where is this big bailout money going to come from? Billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah, that's what
The
I'd like to know
handout,
because
not bailout,
we're,
handout.
we're busy right now handing out money for everything. And I think what we're actually doing is buying votes. So,
You think?
and then
As soon
after
as
the
that passed,
elections, we have to settle in and start paying this money back. So,
yeah, we, not him.
yeah, no, it'd be us. That's right, the taxpayers.
We, the people, been screwed again.
Well, at least
Whatever.
you've been there in Bon Air for 2 weeks and haven't had to deal with all the politics. We've been kind of quiet on the radio with the politics lately.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know. You read one story and it's completely opposite from the other story. And like you said, the big headlines right now is the Trump and the Mar-a-Lago raid. So we just
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to turn out. May show he's just guilty of a bunch of stuff. May show he's guilty of being stupid. I don't know for a few things. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know.
They can't compare him to anybody else. This is a standalone crime. If it's
Right.
a crime, I think that's what it should be done as. I don't care what happened to Hillary, that she managed to squeeze by. I don't. That none of that should ever apply. If he's done something, then he should be, uh, stand up, face the charges
Right.
or the allegations, whatever. People like Harrison Ford, though, they get on my nerves. And we got so many of them up there. I call them hypocrites.
Right.
He's a frequent flyer on a private jet. He's also the ones claiming, oh, we got to do something for the climate. We got to cut back on all these emissions. We got to do this. We got to do that. He's a climate change activist. Yet he flies on a private jet on a regular basis.
Right.
Private jets only handle a few people. He may be the only passenger on board. I don't know. He just does whatever. And then he screams because all the rest of us out here, the poor peons driving cars and whatever we're doing, we're messing up the climate. And yet he flies on a jet, which emits many, many, many times over the amount of carbons that our cars do.
Right.
What's wrong with him? How can you be that
I don't know.
hypocritical?
This whole thing with electric cars right now, I have a feeling that once the political status changes, like if the Republicans take back over and they take the House and the Senate, you're going to see all that go away. You're going to see all this talk about electric cars go away.
Well, I don't think it'll ever go away.
It'll go away
There's
to
a
the. I
couple-
mean, right
couple of
now, I mean,
states,
with California wanting to ban gasoline cars by 2035, and you
And
know some other
Texas, too.
states are, yeah, they'll start following. But I think you'll see a change in all this if the administration in 2024 changes from Democrat to Republican, and it all change again. So I'm hoping
well,
anyway, because it'll be 2035 before I pay my new truck off. So there's that right there. Anyway, I misread the
You got a
question about the space. Evidently, this person thought you were in Aruba and was wondering if you could see it from Aruba. So
Oh, no.
when I went back and reread it, that was my error.
Okay.
But
No, Aruba's still a couple thousand miles
right,
from the
but
East
you're in
Coast.
Bon Air, so.
Yeah.
But you still may be. I don't. Can you see it from Bon Air?
Depends upon the path that it takes. But again, he's going to be pretty high by the time
Yes.
he, crosses 20,000, 2,000
Yeah, I wouldn't think
miles.
you could see it right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But
No, should not be able to see it.
we'll have to put it on a channel here while we're on the show and just make sure it gets up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the window opens at 8:33 and goes to
Right,
10:33. So
right.
anywhere in between
I
those
know
2
they did say
hours.
they had some
Yeah.
lightning this morning in
Mhm.
Florida. So
Mhm.
I know they
Well, they
had.
had a fuel leak yesterday.
Oh gosh, that's not good.
And so
No.
it came off the time frame there for
Right.
a while. I don't know what happened since then.
Well, I know they had a lot of
Uh,
lightning in Florida this weekend because the race that was Saturday night got postponed
Yeah.
to Sunday, and then they got rain with 20 something laps to go, but they were able to finish it. So it was crazy race.
I saw a crazy pileup.
Yeah, there were
Some
there
pictures of
about
one. I'm
3 or
like,
4
holy mackerel.
pileups. And that last
Yeah.
pileup, what happened was that actually it started raining on one portion of the track, which they weren't aware of yet. And so when the drivers got to that section, they just started sliding into each other.
Mm,
One car went up in the air, and I was like, whoa.
yeah. We have to have tread on our tires to drive on the
Yes,
street, right?
that's
And
right.
but the reason for that is because a lot of streets, when they get rain on them, most
That's right.
streets have, they need more traction, and they have tread. They don't have tread on racing cars. You know
No,
that, right?
they're very, very
They're
slick.
slick.
That's right. And
That's
it's to
allow them
adapt
to
to the
keep
surface
on
there.
going.
Now they do road courses, and like they just did one last week when the first part of the race they were in the rain, so they had wipers
Oh
and
my.
rain tires
Oh
on.
my.
It was a first, so it was pretty
Oh
exciting.
my.
And then once the sun came out, they had to go change back into those little slick tires again. So
Rayford, you want to hang on for a second while we take our first commercial break and then do
I'm
our
gonna take
weather?
a break and I'm gonna go get ready to eat and go to the water.
okay, well enjoy your
Well, you
day.
have fun with that.
Say hello to
You guys can
everybody
handle it.
for us.
Yep. Say hi to Robbie.
I will do it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
Have
All right.
fun.
Bye.
All right. You're live in local real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back. And we are back and ready to do some
And
weather.
we certainly are. And your marine forecast is brought to you by Tideline Marine. The big August sale at Tideline Marine is winding down. You still have a chance to take advantage of huge savings. Tideline Marine has a sale on water toys going on right now. You might want to take advantage of the savings and do some early Christmas shopping, as towing tubes would make a great Christmas gift and give someone something to look forward to in the spring. Here's something else. If you think you want to buy a new John boat or a bay boat, Tideline Marine has a sale for any new boat currently in stock. $5,000 off any new boat that you buy between now and the end of August. Along with the savings, Tideline will throw in a bag containing 4 life jackets. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Today, northeast winds around 5 knots, becoming east early this afternoon, then becoming south late, seas 2 to 3 feet, dominant period 6 seconds. Tuesday, west winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southwest 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon, seas 2 to 3 feet, dominant period 6 seconds. And Wednesday, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, adjacent sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Well, there's a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms today. Otherwise, cloudy, high of 87. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 71. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 87. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 73. And on Wednesday, mostly sunny, a high of 90. So it's warming up a little bit.
Yeah, a little
But
bit.
the weekend, as of now, looks good, and we'll see. It's
And
a
you
little far
notice
to
the
tell.
sunrise and sunsets are starting to
They are. I noticed
change a
it.
little bit.
Yep, I
Yes.
saw that.
Getting darker a few
Yeah,
minutes earlier and
yeah.
staying darker a few minutes
I
later.
did see
So
that. Yeah.
yeah, days are starting to shorten a little bit, which means fall's around the corner.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
In most places, not North Carolina on the East Coast, though. I
Yeah.
think about December we'll have cooler weather. I can
Yeah.
remember many of Thanksgiving and Christmas in shorts and flip flops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
stays so
It was
warm around there.
warm this past Christmas.
Yes, it was. You've had to open all the doors and windows to have the air conditioner
And I
running
was,
because you got the turkey in the oven all day long. So,
and I had COVID over Christmas, but yeah.
oh, I had that in January
Mhm.
during my birthday.
Mhm.
So I quarantined by myself in the house. And a great birthday. I just watched movies. I mean, I
Mhm.
really had nothing but just the diagnosis. So,
Yeah.
and a headache for a couple days.
I
But
didn't even know I had it till
oh, I
8
wouldn't have
days
known I
into
had
the
it
sickness.
until you told me to go get checked because you
Yeah.
said you had the same symptoms I had. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Psst, no way."
Yeah.
So I go in there,
And
and
you
when it
had
came back
it.
positive, I just started laughing. I was like, "What?"
Yep. I'm telling you, I had no fever at
I
all
had no fever,
the
no
whole time.
chills, nothing.
Nothing. I had
Just a
the chills a
headache.
little bit, but I had, stuffy nose. I literally thought it was a really bad cold.
Right.
And the only person other than myself that got it from me was my mom.
Right.
And
Oh
she
my
had it less than
goodness.
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, wild.
Yep.
So I'm knock on wood. I'm very thankful. I had a
Wow.
very mild case.
I
don't
know
wanna
we
get
have
it
another
again.
case of monkeypox that showed up in Beaufort
Mhm.
over the weekend, and that brings us up to 288 cases in North Carolina over the weekend. So
And last week, I think it was Friday, the first 2 females in the Durham area
yes,
have
contacted it.
contacted it. Yeah. Or
Yes,
contracted it.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
It's
just,
Monday morning.
I'm telling you, monkeypox
Right.
is, if you have never seen the pictures, I'm telling you, you need to look
Yes,
because it's
it's
just
ugly.
gross.
It is.
It's
It's
just
very gross.
very, very gross. Yeah.
So anyway, I guess things are still fired up in Enfield, North Carolina,
Mhm.
after the monument was torn down and destroyed, and now Enfield residents are finding racist letters days after the Confederate monument was taken down. These letters are being put in plastic and put in on their driveway. So it's really filled up. It's just crazy there.
Mhm.
These letters, I don't know if I can read this or not because it's hard to read, but it says, "White people of Enfield, you have let a blank," is all it says.
I know what it said because I saw it
Yes.
on the news last night. Not a good
Um,
thing.
Oh, and it says bad word.
Yeah.
Tyrant, stomp on your white heritage. What will you do? Don't let them get away with anything. And it gives a website, which is the KKK letters are included in the website, but the website's not a good website. And it gives a phone number that's not good too. So, man,
Oh,
that
how
town's
dumb.
in
Yeah.
turmoil.
It is in turmoil.
And I just hope they can get it all resolved. I know the SBI is investigating the mayor for for damaging and
But those letters are now going to be considered hate crimes.
yes,
Especially because they were put on a lot of them in the residences of the black
right.
residents. So it's designed to intimidate. I saw this on the news last night. So, I
Well,
mean,
the
come
town
on.
commissioners voted to have the monument
Yeah.
removed, but the mayor felt like he would save the town money by tearing it
I
down.
think it was the way he had it removed.
That's
They should
right.
have just removed it and moved on from it, in my opinion.
Exactly
You want to
right.
remove it, fine.
But to destroy a monument,
and-
whether it's Southern heritage or whatever, there's a law
Mhm.
on the books against destroying monuments
It
in the
is.
state of North Carolina.
And to
so,
do it in that particular way, I mean, and then
yes.
broadcast it. I mean, that was all that was going to designed to do was to further inflame, and
That's
I think
right.
that's exactly what happened.
Right.
So very sad, very sad. Over the weekend, actually, it was yesterday, I saw a lot of people posting on social media about the, what do you call it? The student loan thing and the fact that it
Yes.
will you're going to have to declare that income as tax on the
Right.
income tax. No, a federal law went into place that covers 2021 to 2025. So no, anyone that has their student loans under the debt forgiveness plan will not have to claim that forgiven debt as income.
Well, that's a
And that
plus
was
for
due to
them.
an executive order. Yeah.
Right.
So that is misinformation that is apparently being spread through the internet, because I had several people that I saw that had put that on there, shared that information, but it is not the case. So, and want to remind everyone, school starts today here in
That's
Onslow
right.
County. So please be mindful. A lot of these kids are excited. They're going back to school for the first time. They're going to be riding the bus. Some kids are walking to school. Parents are dropping off. So please, in school zones, do not speed. Be mindful in your neighborhoods of kids running to the bus stop, walking to the bus stop, standing at the bus stop. Be very mindful. So this is it's been 2 months
Yes.
since school has been out.
I know.
So we're not used to it. So just got to get
That's
back in the
right.
groove.
I
Yeah.
will say I did not see any school buses this morning on the way to work, but
I didn't either.
of course it was early,
Mhm.
but I was really kind of expecting to see one or two here or there, but didn't see any. I know we have been getting the word out through the radio about the Onslow County school administration needing school bus drivers. And I have a couple of friends that are very interested, and I think they're going to go and take the course and become school bus drivers.
That's
So
awesome.
it's a $2,500 sign up bonus
Yeah.
and $16 an hour. And just think, you get the summers off, you get all the vacation days off, the weekends off.
And you get to make a positive difference in these kids' life, because a lot of these bus drivers do
That's
get to
right.
know these kids.
That's right. Yes.
So, and you keep that in mind. I mean,
Right.
for some kids, as sad as it is, the bus driver may be the only positive, other than their teacher and stuff,
Right.
interaction that they have with an adult. It's very sad.
Another public service announcement that I want to make. This is from the Onslow County Board of Elections concerning the 2022 general election schedule. I'm also going to post this on our Facebook page for
Okay.
everyone.
Yeah.
But voter registration deadline for the election is October 14th at 5 p.m. Voter registration deadline for incomplete registrations is October 19th at 5 p.m. Absentee voting by mail begins September 9th. Last day to request an absentee ballot by mail is November 1st by 5 p.m. And let me see, absentee ballot information. Electronic absentee ballots must be returned to the County Board of Elections office to be counted by 7:30 p.m. on November 8th. If the ballot is received by mail, civilian must be postmarked by November 8th and received by 5 p.m. November 14th. The military must be received by 5 p.m. on November 17th. So I know that all sounds a little confusing to everybody, but we'll have all the dates on our Facebook page. Your locations for early voting is going to be the Board of Elections office on Georgetown Road, the Onslow County Museum in Richlands, the Sneeze Ferry Library, Commons Recreation Center, and the Swansboro Library. And it does open October 20th at 8 a.m., runs to 7:30 p.m. on nights. On weekdays, on Saturday, it closes at 3 p.m. It runs through November 5th is your last day of early voting. Oof.
Also, early voting's till 7:30 at night.
Yes,
That will benefit people to have get off at
7:30,
5.
that's right,
So, wow,
except
that's
on-
a good job.
except on the 3 Saturdays now, it'll
Mhm.
be 8 to 3 p.m.
Okay.
So
Well, I
we've got
understand
plenty
that.
of time.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll put that on our Facebook page so everyone can, if you have questions, just look there. If you're still confused, give us a call. Best thing to do is call the Board of Elections downtown. So
I'll probably have to do a Saturday. It'll be easier with my schedule.
I
So,
might just
yeah.
go to very first
Mhm.
morning because I think I'm only voting for 3 people. I'm just
Mhm.
kidding. Just kidding.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. We're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Hold on for a few commercials. And we are back. And if anyone has any topics they want to chat about, you got a
Yes.
comment, something to say, something, something you like, something you don't like, give us a call at 910-333-0139. We'd love to talk to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes. It's
yeah.
been quiet this morning. We need some calls.
Well, and to remind people, the launch is scheduled today between 8:30. There's a launch window between
Yes.
8:33 and 10:33. Now, this is the unmanned Artemis 1 mission to go around the moon.
Right.
I think this is going to be the first thing to the man going back on the moon, because I know they're talking about they want man to go back. So I think this is what this is.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's going to be one of the most powerful rockets on record. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, it'll be good. All right, we have a caller. Good morning, caller. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Steve. How y'all doing today?
Good.
How are
morning,
you?
Steve?
Oh, doing good. Hope y'all had a good weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of late, Pat, but good.
What's on your mind?
Well, I was just listening to a couple of things y'all were commenting on this morning, and I thought I'd weigh in on a little bit.
You go right ahead.
You know, the first one is the electric cars. I know y'all are just, you know,
I'm just
kind
not
of
into them.
skeptical. Let's say skeptical of them.
Right, very.
But you know, with California wanting to go totally electric with the 2035, that's a little aggressive and optimistic, I would say. You know, but then you got to remember that, you know, in 2035, you're not talking about the technology as it stands today. If you think about what electric cars were 12 years ago and how far they've come, you know, you can imagine how far they will be in 12 years. And they're already here. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people that have electric cars and plenty of people that have hybrids. And in the land of the golf cart, you know, where we have people riding around everywhere all over town in golf carts, it's really just semantics that we're talking about down here. We already have electric cars everywhere. And honestly, I wish they could run 35 mile an hour so you're not stuck behind them in traffic. But,
well, you make a very good point. It's just hard for me to make that change right now, just thinking about it. And, you know, some people, it's hard when you talk about change. So.
It is. And if you think about when they first came out with the car, everybody who had a horse made fun of the people with a car. They don't sell gas at nowhere. You can't find gas and you can't find parts. And, you know, and there's still today, if your car breaks down, somebody might yell out the window, buy a horse. You know, so, I mean, even today, there's still, you know, that comical skepticism of automobiles even.
Well,
and so everybody's reluctant to change.
I think maybe by the time that we are absolutely forced to buy electric cars, there'll be many, many improvements made to them to where they'll be easier to charge. The batteries will last a lot longer. It won't cost us $20,000 for a new battery. I mean, I hear stories.
Right.
Progress.
Yeah, if you try and think about doing that with the technology where it stands today, there's all kinds of problems with that. But those problems will be resolved over the next decade, you know, some of them at least.
Yes. On a positive note, I see that. I don't know. I'm just not ready for change. I'm just not ready.
And I fully understand that. You know, I fully understand that. I am a creature of habit for sure. You know, I'm very reluctant to change, but I'm also a realist, and, you know, it's going to happen. I mean, when we were children, didn't we think in the 21st century that we would eventually move on to a different type of transportation instead of internal combustion engines?
Absolutely.
You know,
right.
Yeah, so I mean, and we also thought that we would have alternative energy sources and all that. So I mean, we're working towards that, but it's, you know, for lack of a better word, it's a little scary. You know, the unknown part of it, and, you know, all the hurdles that may come that you don't expect. So.
I'm more concerned
about that one.
Yeah, I'm more concerned right now hooking my house up to a generator than I am having put in a special plug for electric cars. So, but changes, progress, and by the time they do roll out, I'll be too old to even care.
Yeah. And honestly, I was going to say in 15 or 20 years, it may be that you have solar panels and a battery bank at your house. And,
That's right.
You know, the generators just in case it gets cloudy or rains for 2 weeks.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. That's very true.
And they already have that. You know, they already have it, but it's just not widespread yet.
Yeah. I don't know.
Then I was going to say on another totally different subject, where y'all were talking about the debt forgiveness for the college tuitions and stuff. Man, I'm really on the fence about that. You know, I see pros and cons about that, up one side and down the other. But when I take a step back and try and look at the big picture, why is it so important that we have a public school system in the United States? I would say the reason is that because for capitalism to work, you have to have an educated workforce to pull your workers from.
Mm-hmm.
So it's essential to capitalism that we educate our population. 50 years ago, 70% of the jobs you didn't have to have no more than a high school diploma for. Nowadays, 70% of the jobs you have to have a college degree.
Okay.
So what is required to educate a person in today's market is a college education, at least a 2-year degree. So from a capitalist standpoint, we need to invest more in education, and I don't think anybody would argue that.
Absolutely.
And we need to, we need to extend that education from 12th grade to 14th grade, which is 2 years of college. And, that, like I say, that's essential to our workforce being able to compete in the world market in the future. Would you agree or disagree with
I
that?
can't argue that.
Nope.
I think some changes need to be made with the way college is done in general anyway. I think you need to cut out a lot of unnecessary, required courses and focus more on whatever that actual degree is instead of stuff that, that's just what I think. You're training people for the particular job.
And I would agree with that, but I would also ask the question, why is it that once you get to college, you still need math, you still need, the basic course study? Why is it by the time you get to 12th grade, you haven't already been completely educated on that basic course study?
I agree.
I agree with that.
Look, I'm going to tell you now, I think it's money. I think it's just something for them to charge people on and make you take so many electives of crap you don't even care about, but you got to have something. I mean, I just think, it can be cut down.
I'd say widen your view a little bit, though. How many people graduate high school and can't really read?
A lot.
Oh, there's a lot.
A lot. So that would probably be why the colleges require you to, have those base courses as well, because it just ain't sufficient what you get in 12 years of grade school no more.
Well, here's what I say about that. Like community colleges, for example, when you go in, you take a test basically to see where you are, and you may go into some kind of remedial thing. Well, then universities could do the same thing. So those that need the extra help will be required to take this extra stuff, and those that whizzes at it, they can bypass it. That's how I think they should do it.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. But I can also see that it was probably easier just to make it a blanket kind of requirement. Then you didn't have to single out the people who didn't quite excel in the first 12 years.
Well, then make everybody have to take English or reading. Now but there's other stuff that you're required to take in college that a lot of electives, for example, that is completely unnecessary. I call them fillers because they're just wasting people's time. You switch that to courses actually designed for that degree, whatever it is. So that's what I think.
And I can see your point on that. But on another note, while we're talking about school systems and such as that, is something I've always thought was unfair or just unproductive, is that the school budgets are kind of tied to the property values of the areas they serve, as well as our police departments and our fire departments. So what winds up happening is the people who are in the most impoverished areas get the least amount of money, and the people who are in the wealthiest areas get the most amount of money in their schools.
You're right.
And then the
That's
departments.
That's
and,
just the way the system is. That's right.
Police are the ones that it boggles my mind that in the high crime area they get paid the least, and in the low crime area they get paid the most.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, 3 or 4 years ago, there was some legislation that went into our North Carolina General Assembly trying to fix that. I'll have to look that up and see what
it's been done.
and I don't think anything at all has been done about it, but that was brought up at one time about trying to make them more equitable across the state.
I think forget equitable. The more impoverished and high crime areas should get more money, and the more fancier areas should get less.
Yeah,
bottom line.
It should at least be even.
Yeah,
right.
If you want to be
even,
you probably should pump in, the high crime areas a little more. But yeah, I agree. At least make it even. Right? Yeah.
Right.
But,
Hey, if you got a second, I was messing around this weekend and kind of goofing off on something, and with Hen House Chronicles, I came up with a little idiom. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on. We got to take a break because I'm about to get yelled at. Just stay on the line. Hold on. We're going to take that break. All right, you're live and local Real Talk. We'll be right back. And we are back. We've got just a little over a minute. So, all right, Steve, hit us with it. Go for it.
All right, here I go. Just in now, headline. Every lead. Coming to you Monday through Friday, 7 9 WSMU. Oh, they got this old guy. He complains a lot. Mostly because now we know it. They him now, headline. On 97.1, yes,
Oh, I love
I
it.
love it.
That is so awesome. I love it. Yes.
just keeping on you, Rayford. We miss you, buddy.
Yes.
I
Oh.
love it. That was awesome.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
loved it.
I do
Oh,
too.
That's
Good
cool.
job. Good
All
job.
right, great job.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks,
Well,
Steve.
All right. Thanks, Steve. But it's top of the hour. We're going to go into our Fox News break, but we really appreciate that.
Yes.
Yes.
All righty.
All right.
Y'all have a blessed
Have a
day.
good day.
Too. Talk
Thank
to you later.
All right. It's time for our 60-second Fox News break. So hold on for that, and we'll be right back in 60 seconds. And we are back, and we actually have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Vic out in Half Moon.
Well,
Good.
hello,
Good
Prince of
morning,
Half
Vic.
Moon. How are you?
I am well. So good morning, Miss Lee. Good morning, Miss Kelly.
Good morning. Haven't talked to you in a
wanna-
while. What you been up to?
I've been remodeling my whole house. So,
Well, I've been doing the same, Vic. This right
Yeah,
now, I've been
so-
working in my garage.
yeah, well, I can get my garage free because the whole inside is tore up.
Oh,
And that's why you might be hearing an echo from me.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're doing
So-
it all by yourself?
Oh, no, ma'am. I couldn't do this kind of work.
Well, goodness. So when's the projected date to have it done?
2023.
2023. Bless your heart. It's always being a homeowner too. There's so many responsibilities in it. I've replaced a lot of stuff on the outside. Still have a little bit more to do on the backside. Been painting and then remodeling inside the house. It's a job, Vic. I feel you. I really do.
Yes, ma'am. I want to follow up on your last caller and the station's constant attacks on e-vehicles.
Yeah, that's our opinions. We're not attacking. It's just our opinions. My
Oh no,
opinion
you're
is.
spreading you're
ahead.
spreading misinformation as well.
Oh, okay. So
Miss
you
Kelly,
have some
you said
facts
you-
for us?
Oh, I got all kinds.
Okay.
But Miss Kelly, you said one true thing about e-cars today
What I say?
is that you can't. No, I'm sorry, that was Ms. Lee said it. That you can't accept them because it means change. And as a conservative, you hate change of any kind.
Well, I didn't go that in depth with it. I just said I just don't like change as far as, going from the gasoline, which we've had all our lives, while I've been alive, into an electric. I just resist that. But I did say that over the years, I'm sure that they'll progress with the evolution of the electric car and make it easier to charge it, make it easier to buy replacement batteries. So through the years, by the time we get to the point where I probably won't be driving then, but if we get to that point to where most of us need to go electric, it'll be so much easier than what it is right now.
Well, as your previous caller mentioned,
Mhm.
the e-cars are here and they're coming fast.
Right.
But as far as misinformation, okay, California is not banning gas-powered cars by 2035. They're banning the sale
Right.
of gas-powered cars. So please make that distinction: sale, not total ban.
Well, we had opened the conversation talking about the cell, and I guess we just carried it from there. So, but you make a good point, Vic.
Well, then my
And
question,
also-
Vic, a question for you. So, what's going to happen when the power's out? Let's say for a hurricane, which we have a lot, or a tornado, which North Carolina gets a lot of those too, for several days. How are people going to charge their electric cars?
Those batteries will hold their charge for a very long period of time, unless you're powering your whole house off of one.
Well, some people look at how many people, and I'm guilty of this as well, drive their car to the gas tank is almost on E. What if the person's driving their little electric car around till the batteries almost dwindle down? Then all of a sudden there's a power outage of whatever kind. Now how they're going to get around because they can't charge their car?
That's it. First of all, you shouldn't be out driving around after a hurricane. That's terribly dangerous.
I agree, but people do it all the time. I've
Yes,
seen
they
people
do.
try to be in the
No.
middle of hurricanes, actually.
That's an extended hypothetical, and would be a fringe anyhow. So let's just give that one up.
Okay.
Other information. Back to you, Ms. Lee. You were bemoaning Ford's discontinuation of the Mustang with the big engine.
No, I wasn't the one that brought that up.
It was
but
me.
Go ahead.
I did it.
Oh, that's Kelly. Okay, I'll pick on you then, Kelly.
Go for it.
Your turn.
And the reason for that is not only has Ford already switched to an electric Mustang, they did that last year, but the electric Mustang blows the big engined Mustang out of the water, totally outperforms it. So you want to go fast Mustang, get the electric.
Well, I don't want any Mustang, but I hear you. I'm going to have to check that out.
I used to have a Mustang, but my Mustang days are over.
No.
I like my truck.
I got my Mustang.
Do you? Very good.
Oh yeah, I got my hot rod Ford.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
And let me see other absurdities perpetrated by the station.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is
Give
you
it to us.
keep the price of electric batteries. Okay, you can't buy a replacement battery for a Tesla for $6,000. You can't buy a replacement battery for a Tesla S for $7,000. Replacement batteries for Teslas go between $9,000 and $12,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's the thing. You know how far that Tesla battery will take you?
I don't know. Detail.
Between 250 and 300,000 miles before you wear out that battery.
Yeah, but who can afford a Tesla?
Lots of people.
Well, I can't. And I make
I
decent
can
money.
name-
Well, it's just like I said earlier, Vic. By the time it rolls around to where people are wanting to buy electric cars, the batteries are going to be cheaper. There's going to be more
Mhm.
advancement made in everything. Right now, I'm not interested in an electric car. I like the reliability of my gas-powered cars or trucks. So,
Oh, and so
You know.
keep your gas-powered car.
Right.
That's another myth that's been perpetrated by the station.
no, we haven't
that-
said that.
Is that there's a conspiracy? No, this is a new point.
Oh, a new
That
point.
there's a conspiracy that you're going to be forced to buy an electric car. Nobody's going to force you to buy an electric car. You can buy gasoline cars, and horses and buggies all you want.
Not unless
Okay.
the government phases them out.
No. That's not going to happen because
Right, let's
gasoline
hope not.
cars are going to be.
Right.
There are going to be motorheads around who will always have gasoline
Right.
cars. My goodness, Ms. Lee, you're a big fan of racing,
That's
as
right.
am I.
That's right.
Okay,
Good.
I was brought up in a NASCAR family, and there are still dirt tracks that have flathead races.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the flathead engine was discontinued in about 1938 or so.
Right.
But there are people who swear by the flathead engine. And so there are special competitions, and you have to have a flathead engine to race.
Right. Well, Vic, you got anything else? We've got to go. We've got another caller on the line, but it sure has been a pleasure you calling us in and correcting us. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I just want to endorse you. Yeah, you're making a point that the lithium-ion batteries are going to improve
Yes.
and improve
Yes.
significantly. We'll talk more about that some other time.
All right. You keep us posted, Vic, and thanks for calling in.
Thanks, Vic.
Okay, thanks for these little
All
You're
right,
welcome.
bye.
Bye. All right. Good morning, caller. Who's this?
Yes, Ed, this is Bill.
Hey,
I was
Bill.
calling from the first caller who was talking about high school and college.
Yes.
And I was thinking when they give final exams in high school for subjects such as algebra, trigonometry, calculus, that the final exam is the college achievement test to see if you get college credit for it. And just give them that as the final exam. And that way they already got a jump start going into college. And you don't have to take the same course over again your first several years of college. And you just get right into your major courses, etc.
That's a good plan because I just think you should go into your major courses. I think, and that might even cut college down to 3 years, which is fine as well.
Yes.
Because you
Good
know,
point.
there's so many things in college. I can tell you right now, there's a whole bunch of unnecessary mess I had to take, and I questioned it even at the time.
I had to take that in high school. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Or if you're ever going to use it again in your life, you know.
Geometry. Why was I forced to take geometry?
I have never
And
used algebra
algebra.
yet, ever.
Why were we forced to take
Algebra's
that in high
problem solving. That's why I do problem solve, but I don't
I
do
can problem
X.
solve. I
Yeah,
have a
it's
hair
develop
Develop
right.
logic, etc.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I
but it's
just
still if you could get credit for it coming out of high school, you know, and people take the SATs, etc., and that's sort of that's a prerequisite for entrance into college. But if you already got credit for your algebra or something else in biology, some of your English composition, etc., going in, that you can reduce your time in college by quite a bit, or
True.
take more stuff
True.
that's more pertinent and expand on your major, you know.
well,
It
in
was
your
just something I was
opinion,
thinking of.
is college really necessary these days?
In mine,
Yes.
it depends on what you get for a job,
Right.
I guess. I think I've heard, like, when we were leaving high school, that some of the stuff that we were getting was just to see if we were trainable. And that you would get trained by your employer. You know, that was when we were leaving high school in 73.
Right.
And it was sort of like, you know, like the only ones that are going to probably get jobs right away are the people that were in the industrial arts, you know, as electricians, carpenters. And, you know, to say, okay, at what point do you actually get trained with something that you're going to use?
Right. Well, a lot of
Yeah.
those are trades that can be done at a community college, a technical college like that, instead of going to a 4-year college.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
go,
I
you know,
just
get
see more and more these days with people coming out of a university college after a 4-year and you get a degree and not even work in that field because there's just nothing in that field for them. So I just
Yeah.
wonder if the trade school might be better. I don't know.
It depends on the person. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I agree. I'm with you. I agree. I think we
Yes.
need to make some changes to
Good points.
curriculums
Right.
and testing. Yeah. So
I was thinking, you know, like something like this like fighting the war against drugs.
Mm-hmm.
That with people that leave college with, like, say, botany, and, you know, this would sort of go with the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service for agricultural things, that why couldn't they find molds and mildews that would kill marijuana, kill cocaine, kill all these places, you know, the drugs that are, you know, that are coming up from Panama, and just spray this mold or mildew that will kill it,
Right.
and just let nature do it, you know. Is the you know, what does a botanist do? You know, and again, if you know all this stuff, you know, why don't you bring it up to, like, the DEA, etc. So as they're fighting the war against drugs abroad, these are like the cartels are sending the stuff up. That they just don't infect the fields, etc., with a natural agent that kills it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have to go and be anybody special. You could go down and put people in as undercover farmers and start spreading this mold or mildew, plant viruses that, and then leave, you know, and just let nature run its course.
I
I
like
mean,
it.
you look at what COVID-19 did to people.
Mm-hmm.
If they could come out with something for the fighting the war against drugs, you know, against the cocaine plants, the opium plants, it's a lot less manpower intensive, that's for sure. And then I was just thinking, what does a botanist do with their degree? I mean, that's something they could be doing.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I like
true.
it.
That's very true.
Good
Good
Yeah.
idea.
point.
Yeah.
You know, and that's other things, you know, like even COVID-19, you look at all the biochemists and all the stuff that come out of colleges. You know, how many cures for stuff have they come up with, or new plastics? You know, I mean, there's only so many chemical firms that are going to be allowing them to work, and, you know, we already got teams working on this, or we got teams working on that. And if you were in biochemistry to work on the cures for Alzheimer's, you know, how long has that thing been a thorn in the side of humanity?
That and cancer
Probably
too.
since humanity has existed, you know.
Right.
So, in the state of all these people that are out, like, you know, why can't they? Why haven't they come up with cures for stuff? Especially when you get federal grants every year going to colleges for research, other private firms getting them stuff for development of cures, etc., antivirals. It just seems to me that if they have it and they're just holding it and not announcing they have the cures. It was like the anthrax. How many people had died before someone says, "Oh, we got the cure."
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It means more money for research if they say they don't have it yet. We're at the edge of a breakthrough. Okay, you get more money. So it just hits me as that way, that there's stuff that they already got cures for, and people are just holding on to it until they release it, and they'll cure the people they want. You know, so I don't know. It just hits me that way.
I think a lot of people think that.
Right.
Well, yeah, definitely appreciate your comments, and
Yes.
you know, I can't say I
Yeah.
disagree with you because I don't. So
Absolutely.
But I think something like right here at the high schools here, though, is they do their final exams.
mm-hmm.
That if they give them the college achievement test as their final.
Yeah.
You say,
See what
really,
they
how
know.
much of will this knock out one semester's worth of math that you don't have to take, you know?
Yeah.
So, or science or whatever, English composition, this will get you one step closer. This will give you 3 credits if you get a high enough score. So,
As it should be.
if you decide to go to college.
Yeah.
You know.
Because you're paying for that. A lot of this you're paying for the classes that you've already had, and some of them, like I said, that you don't need. I think it's about money, and it's wrong. You know, so that's how I feel anyway.
Yeah. And if you're already taking it in high school, and usually, people do a brain dump going from year to year.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like, okay, I'm done with that. Okay, and now the next thing you get something else. And, you know, part of it's pertinent sort of got you in the mindset to be able to do it for the next year. But the,
Or even if they just
you
do
know,
away with
you're going to be
electives.
using trigonometry,
Yeah.
you know, only if you're probably a surveyor
Yeah.
or something like that, you'd use trig.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with like calculus. If you're planning a moon flight, yeah, you might use that.
Mhm.
But,
And speaking of flights, right now the space launch is in a holding pattern. They stopped the countdown. Don't know why, and they're in a holding pattern, but they're still hoping to get it out this morning. So, countdown has stopped.
Oh, geez. They're
I
not
know.
going to have that thing.
We'll see.
So, yeah. All right. Well, we got
Yeah.
to take a break. So I do appreciate
Yeah.
you calling. It's time for us to go to our first commercial
Yes.
break of this hour.
yeah, I mean, just it was just thoughts I had.
Oh,
and,
those
you know,
are
my
great
We
thoughts.
opinion.
appreciate it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we appreciate your thoughts.
Yeah. And thank you very much for calling in.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Have a
ladies,
good
have a
one.
good day.
You
Have a good
too.
day. Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
All right. You're live in local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. We'll be right back. And we are back. And caller, hold on there while we do a very quick check of the weather.
That's right. And your marine forecast is brought to you by Tideline Marine. And the big August sale at Tideline Marine is winding down. It ends August 31st, but you still have a chance to take advantage of huge savings. Tideline Marine has a sale on water toys going on right now. You might want to take advantage of the savings and do some early Christmas shopping, as towing tubes would make a great Christmas gift. Or and to give someone something to look forward to next spring when it's time to get back out in the water. And if you think you want to buy a new John boat or Bay boat, Tideline has a sale for any new boat currently in stock. $5,000 off of any new boat that you buy between now and the end of August. Along with the savings, Tideline will throw in a bag containing 4 life jackets. And it's our Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Today, northeast winds around 5 knots, becoming east early this afternoon. Dominant period 6 seconds. Tuesday, west winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southwest 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. A dominant period 6 seconds. And Wednesday, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet.
Today, there is a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorm. Otherwise, cloudy, a high of 87. Tonight, cloudy, low of 71. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 87. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a low of 73. And on Wednesday, mostly sunny, a high of 90. And we have a caller. Good morning, caller. Who's this?
Hey, Drew.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on that last caller about interdicting a virus or a fungus or a mold or whatever to kill off these plants.
Yeah.
One problem is these plants are grown in a foreign country. We have no right to spray things in their country. And two, once you spray this kind of stuff and you let it out, there's no putting it back in the bottle. A perfect example of that is kudzu. Kudzu was brought in this country for erosion control. There was none in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Drive around now and look at kudzu.
Yes.
It's all over everything. My comment on this payback of student loans, I think they should check, and anybody that didn't finish school doesn't get their loan, because there are so many, the graduation rates at a lot of colleges are horrible. These kids go in and take out loans and go to college for 2 years, 3 years and party, and quit. And now we're going to pay off their loans, and for what? For them to party for 2 years? I mean, there's a tremendous amount of people that never finish 4-year college that go in and start.
That's true.
And 9 times out of 10, it's because they didn't want to put in the work, and they just went because parents told them they should go to college, and they just go and party. It's I mean, I saw it when I was going to college. You saw it when you were going to college. There was people there to get an education, and there was people there to party.
True.
So they just limited. Okay, if you don't have a degree, you don't write off your $10,000. I think that would cut down a big chunk of people they're cutting down.
Right.
I can't argue that. Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. Can't argue that. Good point.
Y'all have a good day.
Thanks,
you too, Drew. Hey,
Take care, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, real quick, I just wanted to, in case you haven't heard the football scores from Friday night.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, we have some good ones. Richlands over Southwest,
Yes.
7-6.
Yep.
Can you believe that?
Big deal.
Go
Yeah, that
Richlands,
was a
my
very
goodness.
big deal. Yeah.
Jacksonville Cardinals over the White Oak High School, 38-6. Go Cards. Swansboro over South Lenore, 33-0.
Oh my. Get
How
it,
about this,
Swansboro.
Swansboro? New Hanover over Northside, Boo, 37-14.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And Spring Creek beat Lejeune, 28-26.
Oh wow, that's like a nail biter.
I know.
that's
I
too
know.
bad.
But
Wow.
congratulations to
Yeah.
the area teams that did win this
Yeah.
weekend, and the ones that didn't. Hey, you've got next weekend. It's
Yeah.
good. Just go
Yeah.
right back at it. But
Absolutely.
I was just really surprised at some of the scores. Like
Yeah.
Richlands over Southwest.
That's a historic right there.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, 7-6.
Wow.
And they missed tying it by that one punt.
Oh,
One punt, goal
Yeah.
punt.
yeah.
Isn't that something?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, we're still waiting to see if the Rocket is going to launch at 8:33. I don't think so. It's in the countdown has still in a stop mode. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Well, there must be checking something, or maybe
Yeah.
there's, there were thunderstorms in the area earlier.
It
so
does look
maybe
a little
that's
cloudy
what,
out
yeah,
there. So
maybe there was something to
Yeah.
hinder it, which is, I mean, I get it. Even though there's no people on there, that's a very, 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 very expensive piece of equipment right there. So
Right.
you don't want something to happen to it. I mean, there's
Absolutely
no telling how much
not.
that thing cost. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's exciting to get
Yeah.
back into the space program again there and watch what's going on.
My grandson is very into space stuff. He likes to watch all the launches, and today's his first day of school. So I would like to, I know he's going to be sad he didn't.
Right.
But my daughter may not have told him for that reason, because he would have been upset that he missed it.
You just watch it
Yeah,
tonight and think
yeah,
it's live.
yeah, she can just show it to him tonight.
You watch-
He may not know the difference, that it's not live.
Right,
So
right.
yeah.
Yep. Anyway, so what else you got?
Well, I've got something, a story.
right,
It's not a
I
good
know you
story, but
did.
it's
I know you did.
it's why it pays to be vigilant, I think, and why I think it pays to know who you're dating. A grandfather, it doesn't say where this is. I think it's in New York, but I'm not 100% positive. Was walking by his granddaughter's bedroom. Now she's 5.
Mhm.
And it's in Pennsylvania. Okay. Middletown, Pennsylvania. And he saw the granddaughter sitting on the lap of his daughter's fiance. And he thought it was a little weird, but he didn't think nothing about it. And then when he noticed the girl's bedroom, just as he put it, was too quiet, he went in there and found him, the guy, with his pants down.
Uh-oh.
And the little girl had her pants down.
Uh-oh.
Grandpa lost his mind. This guy's
sure
my
he
hero.
did.
I love this guy already. He intervened, punched this guy out quite a few times, and he called the police, who arrived and arrested. Now, see, I wouldn't have stopped punching, but that's just me. Now, a woman in the apartment woke up, and he claimed that the guy, because the guy's 22, said he blacked out. He first told police oh my Lord. He first told, this guy is a total moron.
Oh, gosh.
He first told the police his pants fell down accidentally when he stood up.
Of course they did.
And then later admitted, no, I really did pull him down. And he claims that he was just going through his head as to whether he really should or should not do it. Now, the little girl claims similar incidents had occurred 5 times before, and he denied it. Now, full well this kid's not lying. He was charged with rape of a child, indecent assault, unlawful contact with a minor, corruption of minors, and indecent exposure. He was arraigned and sent to the Dauphin County Correctional Center. His bail is $150,000. He was unable to post it, and his first hearing is September 7th. Now, I tell you what, I have to give this grandpa some kind of props for restraint, because I'm going to tell you right now, I know I would have had none. So kudos to grandpa. Kudos to grandpa for knowing something's right. But this is what I say to people too. You always have to be mindful of who you're dating and who you're letting around your children. And I say this to clients all the time. And I even tell parents that are divorced and there's custody issues or whatever. I always tell them, don't be with this parent that's always introducing your child to a new boyfriend or girlfriend. I think there should be, and I tell my clients all the time, make it a 6-month rule. For first 6 months of dating that person, you don't bring them around your kids. One, because what kind of example are you setting to your children? Especially when I've had clients that, there have been a revolving door of people they were dating, and that's not healthy for anybody.
Yeah.
2, get to know the person. But
That's
3,
right.
know who you're dating, because just
That's
because
right.
someone appears to be a good person doesn't mean they are. I mean, good gracious, Ted Bundy was charming and good looking and well educated. And
That's
look what a
right.
psycho he was.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, and it sounds, people say, oh, don't be judged. I'm not being judgy. I'm as a counselor who has counseled numerous children who have been sexually assaulted. And a lot of times, the mom's by a family member or a boyfriend or whatever.
Right.
And the mom's like, well, I didn't know. But you don't bring somebody home 2 days on the second date to meet your kids.
That's right.
Don't do it.
You're
and this goes for
responsible
women as
for
well
those
as men.
children.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
and this having your boyfriends come over to the house
or your
vice versa,
girlfriends. Yeah.
and having relations
Uh-huh.
in the apartment, the house, or whatever, to where the children can hear it
That's
or
trashy.
see it.
Yes, that's
You know, I
trashy.
mean, how wrong is that? I mean,
Very wrong.
I mean, that's what you're doing to those kids. I mean, don't
Well,
get me started.
you're
Don't get me
normalizing
started.
behaviors.
That's right.
But people that put a boyfriend or girlfriend
Above the
their
children.
children, they need some serious therapy.
Yes, they
And I
absolutely
think
do.
that it if you're going to date somebody, that's fine, but you don't have to bring your kids around it.
That's
You don't have to
right.
bring them to your house. There's things you could do, and I'm not saying you leave your kids alone for long periods of time. If you've got that much of a issue where you have that need to be around somebody, one, you probably need to go to therapy, and
Right.
two, you need to figure out what's best for your children. You're a parent 24/7. You're not a parent when the mood suits you.
Well,
But
to
I
me,
mean,
that's a form of child abuse. Sorry,
absolutely
it's
it
just a
is.
form of child abuse
And it's
and
just
child neglect when you
it
let
is
your
child neglect.
children,
Yeah.
you know, when you let that other person that you're having the visits from
Mhm.
be a priority over your children.
Well, oftentimes this is how kids get molested. Like in this case,
Exactly
you
right.
need to know who you've got around your kids. Period.
Exactly.
But also, you're also teaching your children that this is normal, acceptable behavior. It's not.
Right.
Period.
I mean, you know,
So
go get a babysitter. Go
yes,
have a friend, take them to the movies or something.
yeah.
If you've got to, be with your partner there.
Mhm.
But we just see too much of it these days. Children are just neglected. They're just given an iPad or a phone, go sit and
Mhm.
watch this or go watch TV, play your games, whatever, while the parents are so involved in what they feel like their needs are first. So,
And that brings me to another point. I'm
uh,
glad you said that because this came up with a kid I was counseling the other day. And, this kid's got a mom that's very involved, and this
mhm.
mom's got the right idea. And I've brought this up before, but it reminded me of something I had been wanting to talk about on here. A lot of these kids that play like Fortnite and all these other games, they
Yes.
do it online.
Right.
Parents, grandparents, caregivers, friends, uncles, aunts, neighbors, whoever, you need to, have rules when you're allowing your kids to play online. First of all, rule number one, do not let your kid use their real name. Have a fake name. And one of my kid
Mhm.
clients has a fake name, and the kid gets very upset when they're visiting another parent, and that parent calls the kid online by their real name because the kid has been taught by the mom not to give that information out. I agree. Because here's the thing, while you may think your kid's playing with another kid, you really don't know if that kid if it's really an adult. It could be a pedophile, it could be a psycho, it could be a whole bunch of people on the other side of that video game console. Because not everybody talks. Some play and they chat, but they're not talking. You don't really
Right.
know. Also instruct your kids not to give out their address ever. Don't give out pertinent information. Oh, I'm home alone, or mom's going to work in 10 minutes, or don't do that stuff. And have serious talks with your kids about it. And if your kid violates that rule, you take that video game away. You got to teach them. And I'm telling you what, taking away a video game or a phone is a very, very effective way to discipline a child, because when you're going to punish a child, take away something that matters. And it may not be you can't watch TV. All right, because a lot of kids don't watch TV now anyway. But a video game or a cell phone, then they're going to be all about it. But you got to have rules. And I think that in this day and age, when you've got a bunch of weirdos running around and pedophiles are always looking for quick and easy ways to gain access to children, the online gaming system is unfortunately one of the most perfect ways for it
Yes.
to be done.
Absolutely.
So have those conversations with your kid. Make it a rule that you don't use a real name. You don't tell where you live. You don't give out identifying information. There's just things that need to be done.
Here's some breaking news. The countdown has been scrubbed.
All right, so it's not going to happen today.
Not going to
Okay.
happen this
Well,
morning, at
yeah.
least. But I don't have when it's going to. It just says it's been scrubbed.
So maybe another day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well. Too bad, so sad. But they have to, like I said, those things are expensive.
Yes.
So they're not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize that probably
Right.
billions. I don't know how much that thing costs, but I would say a lot.
I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
keep a watch on it and find out
Yeah.
when if they're going to go later today or maybe tomorrow, whatever.
Maybe
and
tomorrow, because
That's something
for
to look
some
forward
30,
to.
for some reason, the 8:33 to 10:33 window was I had read earlier was
Right.
the only one today. It had
Yes.
something. Most of the time it has to do with weather.
Right.
So maybe tomorrow they'll try.
Well,
it
I know
again.
I know that area has had a lot of storms
Oh yeah,
and weather
yeah,
over the last
absolutely.
weekend. So,
Yeah.
and we were talking about parents and mothers and fathers. Did you hear the story out of Raleigh, North Carolina this weekend?
Mhm.
Police confirmed a Cary woman has been charged with murder for her involvement in the deaths of her 2 toddlers.
Mhm.
They revealed the woman, Lanice Shanique Battle, was the mother of the children, and she was arrested at Duke Raleigh Hospital on Wake Forest Road Saturday night in connection with the death of the girls, who are sisters. One girl was 2 years old and the other one was 3. Now, they've given no motive, no other information, but here you go, another classic case of a
Mhm.
parent killing their children. And we've seen many of them in the headlines over the years. Just makes me sad.
Yeah.
If you can't take care of your children, give them to a responsible person who can.
I agree. Very sad. Very sad. All right, let's take a break. We're live in local real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back. I like that song.
I do
Reminds me of
too.
the Pee Wee Herman show. But yeah, but that's a good song. I was reading this story; it made me laugh, and I want to see video of this. Now, I don't think there is video, and maybe there is, and I hadn't found it yet. So this guy, this poor deputy in Alabama. Oh, there is a video. I gotta find the video. I gotta look at it. But so this deputy was so frustrated. So in Madison County, his name is Deputy Casey Thrower. He was serving civil documents Friday morning. When he got back to his car, goats were inside the car and on top of his vehicle. And there's a video that shows one goat is prancing on top while another stood in the passenger seat eating his paperwork.
What?
Yes. He was so mad.
Ugh.
And he's on the video, he's yelling, "Get out of there. Are you kidding me? Get out." He says, "There's nothing to eat in there. Don't eat that. Come on." Yep.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Talk
He goes-
about crazy.
He's like, "Are you crazy?" Yeah, he's trying to reason with the goats to get them out. And these goats are probably like, "Nah, bro, we're good."
I bet those
um,
ghosts were not paying him a bit of attention, were they? Here's
Um,
another crazy
Let
story.
me tell you why his door was open. You're going to love this
Oh,
because
no.
they asked him. And they said the sheriff's office wrote on a Facebook post because people said, "Dude, why'd you leave your door open?"
Mhm.
He said, Deputy Thrower explained that due to the number of homes he visits daily, on occasion he leaves his vehicle door open because he's had to retreat because he's been attacked by dogs in the past.
Oh my gosh.
But these goats are like, "Nah, bro, we got you." So they ate all that paperwork.
oh my
man.
gosh.
So,
Mm.
yep. That now they're calling. He's been serving the citizen for 40 years, and they're calling him one of our goat deputies. Now, for those of you who don't know, goat normally means greatest of all time.
Right.
But now they're really getting his goat, pun
Oh,
intended,
yes.
about
They're
this.
getting
You
his
know,
goat for
these
sure.
guys are never going to let this poor guy live this down.
No, they're
I have to
not.
watch this video when a commercial because in case there's like sound or anything. And we do have a caller, so hold on. Caller, who's this?
Bob in Jacksonville.
Hey, Bob,
Well,
how are
hey,
you?
Bob. How are you this morning?
All right. On that site y'all were talking about a while ago, just a suggestion because right before I came back home from Tarpon Springs, Florida, in my big complex where my condo was and everything,
Uh-huh.
Pinellas County sent out to our meeting hall and everything. They sent out 2 people from the sheriff's department and 2 people from child care, and that's the county that sends Pinellas. And I will never forget that this deputy said, "I've been with Pinellas County now for over 20 years, handling every kind of case." He said, "I'm telling you now, the computer is a pedophile's best friend."
Absolutely.
And he said, "Whatever you do, of everything y'all are saying," they put out back in 2005 at a meeting that they said they would set it up if someone won't set up Pinellas County would back then to send the people in and actually talk to you about it. And they said everything y'all said. Be sure to monitor all your kids on it and do not let them use anything approaching the real address or the real name. And do not let them, and you tell them, do not make any personal connections based on what you got over the internet.
Agreed. Yeah.
And so I thought, I mean, at the time it didn't affect me per se, because mine are up and grown and all that. I was getting ready to come back to North Carolina in 2 months, but I thought that was an excellent program to go somewhere and actually have somebody talk about it to parents and everything else. And I don't know if we have a similar program in Onslow County or not, but I will never forget that guy said he's handled every kind of case, but he said, "Listen to me." Yeah, that was the way he said. He says, "Listen to me. The computer is the pedophile's best friend."
Yeah.
And
Right.
Because
so anyway, guys, I just saw that fit in with what y'all were talking about. It sure jarred my memory quick when you started talking about it, everything. And other than that, y'all be blessed. Have a great day.
Well,
You
thanks.
too.
Have a
You
good
be
day.
safe out there.
All right, let's take our final break of the morning. Live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back. Okay. Now, what's next?
Now,
What
here's-
you got next?
NASA's website, and they're saying on the website that it's been delayed.
Huh.
But yet, when you went back to the other, it was saying it was scrubbed. So
Well, I
don't
would
know.
go by what NASA says over the
Exactly.
other.
Definitely.
Does it say when?
No. Everything you need to know. NASA's, it's just.
It says right here, breaking news, NASA postpones launch. Let me open this.
Yeah, postponed, but.
And we are back for our final, looks like 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes. And we've learned a few things in the commercial break.
Yes, we
so the NASA found another leak in the same spot where they had a leak back in the spring. So clearly they haven't fixed said leak. So the earliest it will now be launched would be Friday. They better fix this problem because
no.
this is not a good
I
thing.
was already.
Yeah.
Well, so we'll just have to put that on our agenda for Friday.
Yeah. And also there's some dummies in because humans are not going to be on this flight. Dummies are going to be in there and they're fitted with like sensors and that kind of thing. And if it goes well, because this is a 6-week mission and it's going to splash down into the Pacific in October. Well, now it may be pushed back a week, but whatever. But if it goes well in 2024, astronauts will make this exact flight and fly around the moon and back. And then if that goes well, by 2025 at the end, a 2-person lunar landing will follow.
Oh, that'd be so
Yeah,
exciting.
That would be very exciting.
Being able to walk on the moon
Yeah.
again.
We were talking about, during the break about, wonder why all this time since, 1969, it's 53 years, man hasn't gone back to the moon. I've often wondered.
Right.
Because there's always those conspiracy theories that man never went to the moon. But I don't believe that one. So I'm just curious, but good that they're bringing this stuff back. And I think it helps, with today's kids, getting them interested in space and astronauts and that kind of flying as well. So I think it's good. I think it's very good.
Yeah, I know we were talking about earlier, and I said that I thought I remember President Obama scrubbing the man-moon missions. And it says, although NASA will get a budget increase for 2011, plans to return humans to the moon by 2020 would be officially scrapped because the program is over budget, behind schedule, and lacking in innovation, according to the White House. So there's that.
Wow.
But I see it's
Okay.
coming back. I think Trump started a lot of that back again with the space
good.
program.
Good.
So,
Um,
yep, it says U.S. President Barack Obama's
Mhm.
decision to scrap the program is based on, well, get out of my way here. And, yep, is based on over budgeting. And, yeah, I just got a block up on the story, so I can't read it
Oh,
any
yeah.
further.
I
One
hate
of
when that
those,
happens.
subscribe if you want to read the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was reading this story in Virginia, Fieldale. Fieldale is not too far from where I'm from. It's in Virginia, but I'm from Rockingham County, North Carolina. But so we're talking about goats, and it's popped up on my other goats. So I'm still trying to watch that video because I do want to see it. But back in February, 2 deputies in Virginia were chasing a suspect, and the suspect ran through a field. A goat joined in the fray and
another
joined a
goat.
deputy and helped flush out
Yeah.
the suspect. And so they were praising the goat's help for that. So, heck yeah.
Gotta love those goats.
I'm telling you, goats are smarter than people think they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's
like
a
to have a
story.
goat.
Did you hear about the patient at South Carolina Hospital who set off a chase into North Carolina after stealing a patrol car
Yeah.
vehicle on
Yeah,
Saturday?
he was there for psychiatric
Yes.
issues and got upset and threw a fit at the hospital and
And the
stole
deputies were
police car.
called out
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and while they're investigating, the patient stole the police car.
Went on a police chase.
Went on a police chase all the
Yeah.
way from South Carolina into
Mhm.
North Carolina before they finally surrendered.
Yeah.
There's some crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
they
out
were
there.
involuntary committed, and now they're trying to decide once they get out of the hospital for that if they what if anything they're going to charge the guy with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
being
so,
crazy.
I mean, just that's police chases can be very dangerous because of danger to other people on the road, etc.
Right.
So, I mean, they're very dangerous.
I heard a very interesting story about a sand dune project with Surf City over the weekend. It's a beach nourishment project, and it's moving a step closer to completion in Surf City after the plans faced several setbacks. And one of the setbacks was they had been in discussion with North Topsail Beach about going into this together, and North Topsail Beach backed out.
What?
Yes.
But we need sand dunes because they protect.
Of course,
against-
Surf City being proper. They
yeah.
said, we are thankful to North Topsail for working along with us as they're seeking deauthorization, which allows us to move forward.
Mhm.
Since they declined the project, we now can move on with our part. But they're talking about building, construction will include a berm with a crown width of 50 feet and a top elevation of 7 feet above the NGVD 29, I guess that's a code. And this
Mhm.
has to do with sand dunes and berms above the sea level. So
So
yeah, to help
basically,
protect the beach.
Surf City's part will end up being more protected than North Topsail's.
That's right.
Wow.
Right. And I'm just
Well.
curious as to wonder why, because it seemed like to me the two towns pairing together
Yeah.
would have been a good thing.
Well, because they all touch. I mean, it's all together.
Well, we know North
Yeah.
Topsail's got the money now because you have
Yeah.
to pay for parking. Well,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother story.
I want to thank everybody for joining us this
Right.
morning. Hope everyone has a wonderful day and, enjoy your Monday. And Lee and
Mike
Mike
McHugh.
McHugh will be, I almost forgot his name. I know Mike well. We'll be in here tomorrow. I have a doctor appointment, so
Yes,
I
and
can't
we'll
be
have
here.
special guest.
Yeah.
Our district attorney is going to be in with us, and Mayor from Swansboro, John
Yeah.
Davis,
Awesome.
is going to be a part of the show. So we're
Okay.
going to be busy tomorrow. We'll
Yeah.
miss you, but
I'll be
we'll
back
hold.
in here on
We'll hold it.
Wednesday.
It'll be the Mike and Lee show tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
So
the B team.
everyone have a wonderful day and be safe. And if there are thunderstorms, drive carefully in them because they often dump very heavy amounts of rain
And
very
don't be
quickly.
golfing.
Yeah, and don't speed in the rainy weather.
That's right.
So otherwise, have a great day. We'll see you later.